Hi green lovers! About a month ago I posted a video on how to up-pot lettuce 3 ways, and I wanted to show you a month later how the 3 different ways are doing, because there is a remarkable difference between the various ways in which I up-potted lettuce, and I want to show you what happened. But before I do that, why don't you go check out that video? It's got a lot of great tips, tricks on how to start an up-pot lettuce and how to protect the lettuce seedlings from critters and so on and so forth. So it's worth a watch. I'll put a link to it right here. And then after that video, at the end of that video, I'll put a link back to this video so you can come back here and see the progress. Okay, so back to this video. So I will tell you, I was really blown away by how those 3 different methods of up-potting lettuce and putting them under slightly different circumstances resulted in such a difference 1 month later into the progress of the seedlings. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now it has been a really cold February, unusually cold actually, and the weather over here in Northern California, we're not used to having that many freezing days. So take that into account, and I will tell you that the dramatic difference partly has to do with the weather conditions. So first let me show you the lettuce that I planted in ground. As you can see, they've turned nice and red. That's a good sign. It's red romaine lettuce. But the size of the plant is still very, very tiny. In fact, it's still so tiny that I'm unable to say which one is the stronger plant. And so I'm not ready to thin these yet. Now lettuce does like cool weather, but these plants are really, really tiny, and so these plants are a little delicate at this stage, but they have pulled through, and they are, most of them, going to be surviving. It's just that they are very, very tiny, but look how pretty they are. Red romaine lettuce, and red as it can be. In contrast, I want to show you some lettuce that I planted in the soil just about, 4 or 5 days ago. And these were much bigger plants. And look how pretty that looks. This is Merlot lettuce. So the size of the plant does matter, folks. The bigger plants tend to recover and start to thrive a lot better. So keep that in mind when you're planting seedlings out in the garden. Get them as big as you possibly can in the container without them starting to bolt or flower, of course. But get them to a larger size and they will be much sturdier. They will be able to survive pests that want to eat them. They will be able to survive the fluctuations in the soil temperature, and just overall they will be healthier. Now here's the pot of lettuce that I planted in the cut and come again method. Now, definitely a much smaller space that these lettuce are growing in. The soil temperature could be controlled more easily, and in fact, I've been moving this pot around to make sure that it doesn't get too much sun or too much shade. So I've been able to control this quite well, and as you can see, they're doing really nicely. Look at that color. And they're at least double the size of the plants that are in the ground. So this is the cut and come again lettuce doing really, really well. And now let me show you what did the best. Yep, the lettuce that was planted in the bus tray is significantly larger than its peers in the container as well as in the ground. Again, a controlled environment. This actually was sitting in a shaded spot, more shaded than that one. And as a result of it, the leaves are a little bit paler. So it's something to keep in mind with the redder lettuces. The sun does help make them look a little bit more red. But this one has grown really well. I kept it underneath this table where my seedlings are. Actually, it was covered during the night, so it got a lot of protection from that frost as well. And it has really taken off. I'm going to move it into a little bit of a sunnier spot because I want to get that red into the leaves. So there you go, folks. Subtle differences can make a huge difference in your crops. And soil, sun, and water, all of these things matter a lot, but matter differently depending on the circumstance. So, speaking of soil, I think you'll really enjoy checking out my cover crop progress and the magic that it did to the soil underneath. So check this video right here. And until next time, live green and love your greens.